Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us at SAIT's Open House. My name is Sandra Clausen, and I'm the Interim Academic Chair for the Academic Upgrading Program here at SAIT. I'd like to do a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that SAIT is situated on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which today encompasses the Indigenous people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, and the Stoney Nakoda First Nations, and the Northwest Métis. SAIT's academic upgrading allows students to obtain the admission requirements needed for post-secondary programs. Students, once completed the upgrading program, can apply to SAIT career programs, and as well as any other post-secondary institution in Alberta will accept SAIT's upgrading classes. So why choose upgrading at SAIT? We have small class sizes and with no more than 32 students in a classroom. This allows the instructors to get to know their students and provide more personalized attention. We have hands-on learning for our science classes. So for physics, chemistry, and biology, students are actually in the lab with the instructors, and this helps them learn the course content much easier. We have academic coaches that will work with students with such things as exam anxiety, effective note-taking, and time management skills. We also have accessibility advisors, and they will work with students who feel they have a learning issue, or if they have an IPP from high school, the advisors will help them put accommodations in place, such as extra time on exams. If there's technology or machines that will help them in the classroom, or even mobility issues. We have free tutoring for all of our upgrading students, no matter which course delivery method that they've chosen for their classes. This is ongoing in each semester. We also have ongoing academic advising. The upgrading advisors are always there to work with students throughout their time in the program to make sure that they stay on track for their targeted program. The courses that we offer are Math and English at the grade 10, 11, and 12 level, and we also have Math 30-2. We have Biology, Chemistry, and Physics at the grade 10 and 11 levels, grade 11 and 12 levels. SAIT upgrading classes are equivalent to Alberta education classes. Our classes do have final exams, however, they are not the Alberta diploma exams. Our classes cannot be used towards a high school diploma or GED, but like I mentioned earlier, they are accepted at all other post-secondary institutions. So the course delivery methods options that we have daytime classes that are on campus. They run for 15 weeks, and they are scheduled 3 days a week, 2 hours per class, and they would be scheduled anytime between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Evening classes are also 15 weeks, and we have two options for those. We have on campus, or we have online synchronous classes. The synchronous classes, you can log in from home, but you do need to log in at the scheduled class times and take part, and you will have a lecture led by an instructor. The evening classes are either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So they're 2 classes per week, 3 hours per class. We also have online asynchronous classes, which run for 14 weeks. These are more internet-based. You do have an instructor that is available through email, and your instructor will post assignments and quizzes, but there is no live lectures or live course discussions. The online asynchronous classes, like I mentioned, take 14 weeks to complete, but they do start every 2 months. The online asynchronous courses do have specific start and end dates with weekly assignments and a schedule of assessments. And there are no live lectures, but students can log in at any time throughout the day, evening, at night to complete that work through those classes. The online synchronous and asynchronous students will have to come to campus to write their final midterms and final exams. Or they can, if they're outside of Calgary, they can find an approved invigilation service or another testing center, or they can use online invigilation service such as ProctorU. So the academic upgrading admission requirements, you do have to have at least 50% in English 10-1 or 10-2, and then Math 10C, 10-2 or 10-3, as well as English language proficiency. So for students that aren't meeting those requirements for the Math and English, you can do placement testing, and that's something that we can help you show you where you can find study guides and formula sheets for the Math. For English language proficiency, an English placement test is not, you can't meet the proficiency through our English Lit placement test. You would have to do English language assessment such as a CLBA or an IELTS. We also have course prerequisites. So in order to enroll in a higher level course for chemistry, English, and biology, you do have to have at least 60% in the lower level. So if you wanted to get into chemistry 30, you would have to have at least 60% in chemistry 20. For math and physics, we don't use high school transcripts to place you into the higher level course. We would require that you do placement testing. The placement test is free and it's online, but we want to make sure that your current skills are ready for the level of math that you want to enroll in. So you can meet those course prerequisites by transcripts and by testing. So to apply to the upgrading program for our domestic students, Canadian citizen, permanent resident, or refugee, you apply through Apply Alberta. And then for our international students, students on a study permit, work permit, or visitor visa, you do apply through SAIT self-service system. If you've completed your education in Alberta, once you apply through Apply Alberta, we will electronically receive your transcript. So it's not something that you would have to get and submit. But however, if you are applying and have your education from outside of Alberta or outside of Canada, you will need to submit your transcripts through your MySAIT account. The semesters that we have are fall, winter, spring, and summer. The summer classes are there's limited selection, and they are only online asynchronous classes. So our tuition fees for the domestic students are based on $182 per credit. For international, it is $647 per credit. There are auxiliary fees that you are also charged. However, depending on the type of delivery method you've chosen for your classes and where you live and the distance from SAIT campus, you may be able to opt out of those fees. So for our Canadian citizens and permanent resident students, they do have the option or ability to apply for funding. That's through our foundational learning program through Alberta Works. And there's part-time funding, which is 1 or 2 classes, and then full-time funding, which is 3 classes per semester. We also have the BISSEP bursary, which is grant funding. So funding, again, like you don't have to pay it back. And the nice thing about the BISSEP bursary is if you're eligible for the funding for the upgrading program, it may be something that you can qualify for your main program also at SAIT. We do have student financial advisors that are on campus to help students with those applications for our foundational learning program. And also, once you do get into your main program, they will help you apply for those student loans as well. So to connect with us, our email is upgrading@sait.ca. You can give us a phone call at 403-210-5756. Our website is sait.ca/upgrading. And once you're on our webpage, you can scroll down to our contact information, and there's an opportunity to book an appointment with an advisor. And you can choose the time that works best for you. And that's all our upgrading, quick overview of upgrading. Thank you very much.